These Zelda titles are well known for being hated and unknown. Like, just look at this poll from Point Crow. When I heard there was a Wind Waker 2, I was like, what? There's a Wind Waker 2? And it didn't even disappoint either. It was good. I don't know, it wasn't bad. Like, I don't understand. People complain about the touch controls. It's kind of a scale issue, honestly. It's like how people were complaining about the motion controls in Skyward Sword. But you can't really complain about it now since there's button controls on the Switch. So I think the DS titles are underrated. So, and like actually speaking of it, there's no one ranking the dungeons. I'm the only one doing it. So just saying, these are my. I'm just gonna. This is my thoughts. So don't get mad. I mean, no one has any thoughts about these. I don't know how anyone can get mad. So I don't know. Get a snack if you want, because food is good. I like food. What? Alright, the Forest Temple. What can you say about the Forest Temple? I mean, it's like 10 minutes long. That's kind of long. It's longer than the Water Temple in Tears of the King. Anyway, I don't like it the way it looks. It doesn't look like a forest to me. It looks like a green building, which I think it is actually. It's got some nice puzzles though. The boss though, it's just like the dungeon, straightforward. I actually have less words to say about this than the Forest Temple. It's not memorable. Like I forgot. Like it's like I don't have like things to think about when I think of the Wind Temple. Like, but I had good puzzles though, and the boss was a downgrade from the Temple of Fire. But it was fun, I guess. Am I the only one who thinks it's the worst than the Temple of the Ocean King? Like it's like a copy. It's like that Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other and like I'm the real one, but it's actually the Temple of the Ocean King is the better one. But I did like I like the puzzles in this one, like specifically the teleporting ones where you teleport to the eyes. But yeah, man, that's about it. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Also, not to be confused with the Fire Temple, the Temple of Fire is the first dungeon in Phantom Hourglass. This one's better than the Forest Temple, which is the first one in Spirit Tracks. So they like went downgraded. anyway, this one has the boomerang, so you know this is gonna be a good one already. The boss actually liked Blaz, I think it's called. Where you have to look at the map. I like the map bosses where you have to look at the map, where you have to hit the clones in a certain order to take it out. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I actually forgot this dungeon existed when I looked up all the dungeons. I was like, "What is this? Like, what?" But this is where you get the bow and arrow, so it's better. I like bow. Also, what's it called? The arrow orbs. I think they're called that. Where you shoot the arrows, and then they like redirect the arrows. It's kind of like a mirror, actually. Now I think about it. But the boss, Craig, it turns invisible, and you have to shoot. Like you have to look at the top to know where you are. No, to know where the boss is, and then you shoot the boss. That's really neat. I like that. Okay, the Ocean Temple. It's kind of a weird one. Well, the dungeon itself is underwater. There's no water inside. There's no water inside of it. Like, bro, where's my water at? Look, come on. But the main dungeon item is the whip. It works kind of like the grappling hook in Wind Waker, where you swing from those. I don't know what you call them, the pole thingies. But and you can also pull things to you, which leads to cool puzzles. The boss is it fight? I call it Cytops. I think it's Phytops. Anyway, honestly, this looks like a Forest Temple boss, but I guess it's an Octorok, so I guess it's water. Oh look, there's water there. I found. Anyway, the boss is really cool. This dungeon was pretty decent. It's like a mix of a water temple and a fire temple, no, the Temple of Fire. See, they're confused. I don't know why they did that. The Snow Temple has water, and the Water Temple doesn't. Anyway, the puzzles are good because of the boomerang. But I also like how this dungeon uses the whirlwind. I think that's what it's called. Better than the Forest Temple. Also I like the puzzles where you have to move the bells to the center of the dungeon, and each time you have to like make a beat. with the bell to or open a door. You know, I like dungeons that have main gimmicks. I like that. Also, the boss is like Fraz. It's just a, you know, it's like the brother of Blaz, I think. I don't know, it's nothing too special. I think this dungeon is overhated. The thing is, it's revisited like 8 times, I think. But the thing is, you get more items like when you beat more dungeons, so there's shortcuts that open up, which I really like. Also, like halfway there's a checkpoint, so I mean, I don't know why I'm complaining. Honestly, dungeons and ships are really cool. The most unique looking dungeon in Phantom Hourglass, which is not really a high bar. Most of them look the same anyway. Also, these ghost phantoms called Reaplings, and they can go through walls and stuff. I think they can, but they're more dangerous than the regular phantoms. Also, I like you have to escort the Cubist sisters, which also happen to be the bosses of the dungeon. They're creepy, by the way. Like they're just like chanting stuff. Like, well, I forgot what they said. They said something creepy, but like, can you imagine if like people in real life start chanting stuff? Like, imagine if you're at a grocery store and then there's something like,
butter, give me the butter. Like, oh, thanks, man. Thanks for the butter, man.
Like, come on, I can't. I don't know. I don't like that. The boss, I like the boss is the best part of the dungeon, though. It was definitely the best version of Dead Man's Volley. Next up, we have the Muto's. Yep, I'm just gonna say Muto's Temple. This is an interesting one. First off, I love it's in a giant pyramid. Also, isn't me where the puzzles are just good in this one, and it's in the water. This pyramid dungeon's in the water, and the Ocean Temple doesn't have water in it. The boss Eox, I mean, it's all right. It's not that hard, even though it's the last dungeon boss. But I mean, it's fun. Like, it launches off in the air and hit it with the hammers. The Sam Temple, to me, feels like the better version of Muto's Temple. The puzzles with the sand rod, like come on, making your own platforms, like infinite platforms around you in the sand. That's kind of cool. It's like a Cryonis. So I like the puzzles with the rolling sand spikes, where you have to line them up to make a bridge. Oh, the boss, Skeldritch was a fun fight. In the first phase, you had to break the spine, right? And then this is kind of like Star-Lord. It's like very similar. Like you break their spines and then they become a head. I love the setup for this dungeon. At first you team up with this Goron kid to solve puzzles with you. Then he just leaves. Then you get bomb shoes, which is like actually awesome. I forgot they existed for a second. Then I'm like, oh wait, bomb shoes. Then okay, you can draw your path anywhere, cause that leads to really good puzzles. Then the boss is the boss. It's basically a Dodongo, but Link can't really get to it, so you gotta use the Goron kid. What's his name? Gongoron. You gotta use Gongoron to knock over Dongorongo. Similar names. And switch to Link defeated Bombchu. And then he even does one of those fake out deaths. I think Star-Lord did one of those. Then it becomes a regular like Dodongo fight. The Fire Temple, not to be confused with the Temple of Fire. I like this dungeon. It has a bow and arrow, so you know it's already good. The puzzles are like, they're clean. Also, this dungeon has fire, unlike the Ocean Temple having ocean. I can't let that go. Also, they brought back the arrow orbs, which are the best items. And this time you can pick them up, so you know the puzzles are about to be good. Oh, minecarts. Oh, there's a minecart puzzle with a boss key, and it's so good. Speaking of minecarts, Kragma, the boss, you have to ride around the minecart shooting it. Kind of like Star-Lord's battle. Why is everything like Star-Lord? Alright, the Temple of Ice. This is the best. This probably the grappling hook does everything. You can pull mask off enemy. You can pull things to you. You can use it as a slingshot. You can use it as a tightrope. You can use it as an arrow orb. Like, come on. Like, how's that even like the Gleeok too? That was a good fight. I don't even know what to say. Like this doesn't this well. I need to slow down. This dungeon doesn't even need ice block puzzles to be good. I'm assuming there's not. I don't think there is. Because you know why? It's a good dungeon. This is like the grappling hooks. Like why can? Oh yeah, and before this, you have to play Guess Who. You have to play Guess Who before you enter. Like anyone who hates this game, either hasn't played it or it's just lame. I don't know what to say. I have no words for it. So I'm not gonna say any more words about this dungeon. If there's anything to say about these DS games, it's that they're not curses, they're gifts. Okay, I stole that from the Green Goblin, but the quote works here. Also, I prefer some of these games over the I prefer these games over some of the 3D games. You know, I'm curious. Tell me your favorite dungeon in the Zelda series down below. And if you like this type of video, well then, good. I don't know. See ya. I sound like that one guy who's like covered himself in food and then never mind.